Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of our EKN Face2Face show here on the YouTube channel. Those of you tuning in right now, I really appreciate it. This is essentially our third installment of our opportunity to sit down and talk to the nominees, the finalists for the Mazda Motorsports Shootout, which will take place next Monday and Tuesday at Road Atlanta. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. Do us a favor. If you're coming on right now, we're pushing to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe, press that like button for us, hit the bell as well. That way you'll get a notification for all of our future live broadcasts and, of course, any of the content we put up here on YouTube. Again, my name is Rob Howden. Great to be here with you guys. It is, Thursday night, 5 o'clock Eastern time. Our final three guys. We started things off. Let me grab my sheet here, make sure I got it right. First show was Matthew Mockabee, Bryson Morris, and Weston Workman. We had a chance to talk with Connor Zilich last week before the FIA Karting World Championships. Yesterday, Alexander Berg, Oliver Calvo, and Hayden Jones. And joining me today, Alex Bertagnoli, Evan Stamer, and Alex Stanfield. Let's bring those guys onto the show here right now. Alex, and Evan. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the EKN YouTube channel. We've been, you know what? This has been like the positive of the entire COVID-19 pandemic shutdown for us at eKarting News because we were home for 4 months. We had to get things rolling. We started doing live stuff, and it's been great so far. All right, let's see how things will go. Let's go around the horn a little bit here first. Alex Bertagnoli, let's start with just how things have been. It's been a weird year, right? We got locked down for a bit. We jammed a bunch of racing into 3 months overall. How have you been through this COVID shutdown?
Oh, you know what, Rob? It's been a real interesting process. You know, the whole first half of the season basically getting thrown away. You know, we were down in NOLA for the first round of SKUSA Pro Tour and, showed great pace in practice, showed great pace, Thursday and Friday all throughout. And then just to find out at the end of Friday that we were going to get sent home. So
I know.
And then, not knowing that we were going to get sent home for, more than half the season, it's been really interesting. But we've kind of bounced back in late June with USPKS and the K100 class and, ended up finishing in the top 3 in points. So it's been made the best of it, I think. Yeah,
shout out to Mark Coates and Tim Coy and the whole crew, of course, from the USPKS getting their whole season in. Alex Stanfield, I'm sure you'll probably say the same thing because you were able to go on to win an X30 Junior Championship. But for them to be able to kind of evolve their schedule, I know you did a lot of racing in Texas, but it was nice to be able to get those races in, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of a roller coaster this year, and USPKS did a great job to, get the scheduling out and go to as many tracks as we could. Went to a new track this year for Road America as well.
Yeah.
And it's been a good year as well. So.
Evan, how about you? I know you've done a whole bunch of other racing, Margay Ignite Challenge, Battle at the Brickyard, Cup Karts North America. Again, for me, and I'm sure you'll echo this, super lucky to have some passionate people in our sport, both in the USPKS side as well as in the Margay Ignite side, USAC Karting, CKNA. Somehow they were still able to put events on. We were able to go racing. It was actually a really good year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've been all over the place to different tracks trying to just get races in and get racing. And Margay Racing, USAC Racing, they all did a great job of organizing all of the events and getting it done in the end. So
yeah, agreed. So those of you here joining us to follow this on this YouTube channel, again, Mazda Motorsports having a shootout. They contacted us. I think I was in Indianapolis at that point. They were looking for a list of names. So David Cole and I, Chris Wheeler, Max Pappas, a number of other people, Buddy Rice were involved in providing them with some names that they thought would be good nominees to be part of a new club racing grassroots factory team. This isn't Global MX-5 Cup. This is going to be the NASA Teen Challenge in their Spec Miata program. So there's an opportunity, though, to work with Mazda. So I think it ended up being 16 nominees at one point. Those people worked with Mazda, some videos, that kind of thing, talk with Mazda. They end up whittling it down to 10. They were going to do 8, but they ended up doing 10 because the list of quality drivers we gave them, they just couldn't go 8. They had to go 10. Those 10 drivers now going to Road Atlanta on Monday and Tuesday. As I said, at Road Atlanta, 2 drivers are going to get an opportunity to race those Spec Miatas as factory drivers, working with Jonathan Bomarito, of course, a longtime karter back in the 90s as well, but also the factory driver for Mazda. Let's go around the horn here, guys. As we did with our first 2 shows, we're going to talk more about how you started in karting. I want to get people to know a little bit more about you first. Then you could talk about kind of maybe what your your biggest highlights are, the championships you've won, some of the big ones that really stand out for you. And then we'll come back and talk about this opportunity to get down to a shootout, a Mazda shootout, to be there first and foremost, and then what it would mean to you to be able to win it. Alex Bertagnoli, let's start with you. It's funny, I don't even know this about any of you guys. Where did you start karting? What got you into it? What was the entry point for you?
Oh, well, for me, it was, I kind of knew I was going to get into racing from a very young age because my family has always been very, very involved in the racing community. My dad raced super bikes when he wasn't an old man.
I didn't know that.
My uncle's a drag racer. So I kind of knew I was getting into it right away. I think it was year 2007. My dad took me to Michiana Raceway Park, or MRP, and that's where I drove my first kid kart. And,
nice.
I loved it so much after that first day. That he ended up buying the cart for me. So
nice.
That was kind of a dream come true to be able to get into that. And that's kind of how I got going. Started racing Badger Club for a very long time. And, that progressed into racing regional and then national after that. And then the rest is history.
Yeah, the cool factor is that one of the things too is your dad's kind of been your mechanic for almost the entire time too, right?
Yep. He's been my mechanic from day one and still is to this day. Never have, we've never really had like a hired mechanic. I've had driver coaches in the past, but never hired mechanic. It's always been my old man. So,
well, it gets the job done, right? That's good.
It does, absolutely.
Okay,
I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't want to have it any other way.
I like that. I look at your list of accomplishments. I always kind of anchor back when people ask about you, even when I'm doing broadcasting. Obviously, you won the X30 Junior Championship back at the SCUSA Pro Tour in 2016. But man, you look at what you've done. X30 junior champion like Alex Stanfield, but back in 2016 in the US PKS, senior champion the next year. Dude, it's a pretty solid resume that you've had coming up through the ranks, winning all these championships, winning races. Is there one that stands out for you? Was it in the junior category, or is it maybe some of the wins you've had as a senior?
I would say definitely my most valued accomplishment to me is my 2016 Junior Pro Tour Championship. That was a great season for us when I was running with Merlin USA and Jamie Saraki. That was probably my highlight of my career so far. And then just kind of coming after that, moving up into senior in 2017, we started off great. And then, moving into 2018, we started moving around teams and, just hanging on for dear life a little bit. So, yeah.
Hey, let's talk about this one here. It's a good looking hot rod on the Will Power cart. Give us your input on this machine.
I got to say, I absolutely love Car Republic and the Will Power cart. That chassis, it really stands out to me compared to anything else I've ever driven because you kind of just sit back and let the thing drive itself. And, you don't really, when we're in the KA class, we're not really doing much throughout the entire day. It's just kind of, if you're going to go faster, you're going to have to drive faster. So that's kind of the attitude I have for that. And no, it's been really well. And I got to thank Kart Sport and Eric Jones for providing that for me. And the rest is history. That's
fantastic. All right, 18 years of age, Alex Bertagnoli. Let's go down to the younger Alex Stanfield, 14 years of age. 2020 USPKS X30 Junior Champion, national number 3 in the Superkarts USA Pro Tour. Solid season, Alex, with Crosslink competition. Congratulations there. When did you start karting? How did you get into the sport?
In 2014, my grandpa used to race Formula 5000s when he lived in Indianapolis, and he just was always into cars. And when I was younger, he tried to get me into karting. I didn't really like it at first. It was back in like the Micro Swift. I didn't really like it too much, but then after I drove it for about a year, I just loved the sport and loved the people in it, and it was just great. And the people at North Texas Karters, my home track, they just kept pushing me to get better and better, and I just love the sport.
That's a pretty awesome club down there at Denton, isn't it?
It's great.
One thing I like about that track too, Alex, there's a lot of great drivers have come out of that track. It's tight. It's like one of those old school kind of tight, tough racetracks. And I've watched you develop over the last number of years. You're obviously coming into your own now. You're still, 4 years younger than both the other guys here on the show. You got a lot of development still coming. This year, a big, strong year for you. Tell me about how did you just feel like this was kind of your year, hooking up, with Crosslink, and you just had such a strong season.
Yeah, ever since I moved to Crosslink, we've just started developing. It's been a great, just bond almost.
Yep.
The data guys have always been so good. Christian Boudon, Sean Owens, the team owner. We've just kind of all connected, and we've just gotten the best out of the equipment and put it on top.
Obviously, when I'm asking Bertagnoli or Stamer about their career, it's a little bit longer than yours. Obviously, you've only been racing for, 6 years? What do you look at? Do you look at this year? Do you look at USPKS as kind of your crowning achievement so far?
Here for me, just kind of a breakout season. Last year it was good. We had some good finishes in the USPKS and Newcastle, but this has definitely been my breakout year.
Nice.
And, yeah.
Nice. All right, let's go over to Evan Stamer. Evan, 19 years of age out of Illinois.
Alex and I feel old.
Yes, dude. You listen. I am over 3 times as old as you, so you can just kind of relax a little bit. Actually, not quite 3 times. So you can relax a little bit. But obviously, you have a little bit different. You know, you've raced in some different spots. You've done a lot of 4-cycle racing. Obviously, you're one of the top, I would say, top 5 for sure 4-cycle drivers in the country right now. Wins at the Battle at the Brickyard, strong runs at the Cup Karts North America program, champion of the Ignite Challenge, 3-time winner at the Rock Island Grand Prix as well. That's kind of some of the stuff that shows how good you are. Talk about how you got into the sport for the first time.
Well, it's kind of a funny story. My brother and I grew up all of our childhood racing dirt bikes, and he got hurt one day, and Mom's like, "No, that's it.
We're done.
We're going 4 wheels." So we were at the St. Louis Auto Show, and Margay had a booth there, and we grabbed a flyer. I was like, "Oh, this looks really cool. I think I could get into this." And so I was like, "Mom, Dad, we gotta call Margay and see what this is all about." And they're like, "If you want to go-kart, you're going to call them yourself." And I was like, 10-year-old Evan's freaking out over here.
Yeah.
And so I did it anyways, and I called. I think Keith Preber was the one that answered. And my first question was, "Do you guys have any shifter carts available to buy?"
And you're 10.
10, yeah. Not a good idea. So, but anyways, he was like, that's not a very good idea. Here's what we do. We got Ignite K3. It's our spec program, and it'd be a perfect fit. So we got into that, had a lot of help throughout the way. Keith and Greg Dingus have really coached me with my driving, and I've spent countless hours with my dad at the track. And the rest is really history.
You know, that's really amazing. I think that every shop, every team needs to go to an auto show right now, because to think about the fact that they went to this auto show and they found Evan Stamer there, who has then moved on to win so many races and become really probably the preeminent Margay Ignite driver in the sport right now. So that's super cool. You look back at everything you've done. You've won a lot of big races, Evan. Like I said, Rock Island, Indianapolis, Battle at the Brickyard. Is there one that stands out for you?
Well, it's really hard to compare the Rock Island and Brickyard because there's so much talent that has gone through Rock Island, and the venue that we race at Brickyard, it's just amazing. So they're both amazing races, and where I really like talk about is Supernats, because that Supernats 3 years ago, I went with Greg Dingus and Mike Oddie. And
that's right.
Yeah, and
the only Margay at the Supernats.
Only Margay at the. So, but we did it, and first comment when we got there, Mike and Greg both said, "You gonna learn today," and
that's it.
And we really did. I mean, we blew up our engine in qualifying, but I think I really learned a lot at that event. And the next year, that's really when my career took off, and that event really taught me a lot. So
that's, you know what, that's I love that you say that, because it's one of the things I say to any young driver, especially in karting. When you go to run a major event, some of them, you'll be a regional driver, a club driver. I say go to a big event like the Supernats. Go there and be out of your depth, right? Just throw yourself into the deep end, because when you come home, nothing will ever intimidate you again.
Yeah, instead
right?
We'll learn a year's worth of experience in 3 days.
In 3 days. That's Alex Stanfield's like, yeah, been there. I get it. You guys have all been there. That's awesome. All right, let's get into the meat of this thing now. This is all about the Mazda Motorsports Shootout. Alex Bertagnoli, we'll start with you. Obviously, a huge opportunity, not only just a chance of winning one of these 2 seats, but also the experience of just going to the shootout itself. You're going to be surrounded by Mazda people. It's not just this shootout, but the shootout for the MX-5 Cup program as well. So a lot of great Mazda racers are there. Alex, first give me a little insight. How did you feel when you first found out that you were nominated? Then you made the finalists, and what are your thoughts about going to Road Atlanta next week?
Well, this whole process has been very, it was kind of all of a sudden because I know David messaged me on Facebook and kind of just said, give me your, explain like your aspirations for racing. And I was just like, oh, wow, like this, this could be like one of my first opportunities ever because me and my family have never had the funds to really make it past karting and to move up into, let's just say, Mazda Road to Indy or any of that stuff. So sent him that and then, received an email that I was going to be nominated for this thing. And, I couldn't be more than happy and thankful to be provided with this opportunity because I've never had something like this before. It's been my ultimate goal and my ultimate dream to be able to make it up the ranks. And just moving along from here, Road Atlanta's coming up real fast.
Yep.
I was very fortunate and thankful to be selected for the top 10 here. And, just hoping for the best going into Road Atlanta.
Well, it's cool, right? Because through the Road to Indy, this is obviously a different program. Mazda's no longer with the Road to Indy, but you look at guys that worked their way all the way through thanks to them. Spencer Piggott being one of them, Oliver Askew, of course, these guys that were able to go all the way. So it's definitely an opportunity. Alex Stanfield, let's come to you as well. Listen, what are your thoughts going to this program? First, you're obviously one of the younger guys in this program. Probably, there's two guys I think that are 14. When you saw your name on the list or heard about it, what were you thinking?
I was so shocked at first. I didn't realize I even had a chance in the shootout or even being nominated. And then when I saw the list for the first time, I scrolled down and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on it.
Right? Well, oh my God. That's great.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's just been a great opportunity to even get recognized for it and just go try my best at Road Atlanta and try to, get the results in.
I'll come back and ask Bertagnoli this as well. But have you been on iRacing? You've been on the Spec MX-5 getting some lap times?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
every day.
Every day. I you know what? I want to come back to you guys later, not like after it's all done. I want to find out what you guys feel from running it on the simulator to actually driving it because I think it'll be amazing for you for sure. Evan, let's come to you right now. You see your name on the list. What are your thoughts there? When, of course, the first deal getting the nomination, becoming a finalist. And what are you thinking about next weekend? Anticipation?
It was, seriously. It's kind of been a wild ride the last few months. First got that text from David, and I was like, holy cow, this is something. And you and David have all helped me with my path in racing for a long time now. So I was like, wow, I was shocked. And it's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and either if I make it or not, I'm going to make the best of it and give it my best shot. So,
well, I'll tell you this: both David and I are unbelievably proud to have EKN attached to all 10 of the drivers that'll be there. We have no doubt that you guys are going to represent the sport well. Alex, let's go back to you one more time around the horn. Let's talk about. Okay, let's say you win it. You got that plus some racing next year. What's your plan for next year for 2021 karting wise?
I would say karting-wise, definitely running United States Pro Kart Series like always, and hopefully getting some SKUSA Pro Tour in there as well, maybe the SKUSA Winter Tour as well. Just trying, this is a very new year for me, just starting out college at Illinois State University,
right.
And it's been a big adjustment, and that was part of the reason I didn't run SKUSA Pro Tour this year because that 2-week span was right when I was like moving in, getting settled in, and it would have been a real mess, I think, if I would have attended that. So, no, I definitely Winter Tour, Pro Tour next year, USPKS, and if I do win the Mazda program, definitely I'm gonna do my best to just represent the Mazda brand as best as I can. Provide a good off-track performance that will translate to a good on-track performance, and go from there.
Good man, good man. Alex Stanfield, let's say you win a seat in the Mazda program, the Club Racing Factory program. What else of karting are you going to do? I'm going to bring a shot up at you. You racing karts here. I want to make sure I get this in here. What are your plans for 2021 in terms of karting?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be my first season in senior, so we'll probably start off at the SKUSA Winter Series. Try to do the whole Pro Tour season, and then do the USPKS as well.
Nice. As the champion.
Yeah.
As the champion, plus the national number 3 plate and the SKUSA Pro Tour as well.
Sure.
Dude, you're gonna have the big target on your back. People are gonna be gunning for you. You're the man to beat now, right?
Yeah.
How does that feel as a junior? Because we could probably ask Bertagnoli the same thing, because he was an X30 junior champion as well at one point. Do you feel good going into next year as the champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
A
strong.
lot of mixed emotions moving up into pro.
Yeah, I bet, right? Evan, let's go with you right now. What are your plans for next year? You've got the seat. What are you looking at? Are you looking at you got some more car racing potentially going? Are you trying to get you can do some more Ignite racing?
Oh yeah, of course. We'll always do some Ignite racing and travel around with Margay.
There you go, there, bro.
Thank you.
Look at that hot rod.
We're looking into doing some VLR 100 2-cycle stuff, maybe
Okay.
with SCUSA and USPKS.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I miss racing the Yamaha stuff, so that'll be fun. And yeah, with racing cars, we're looking at our opportunities, and if we get one, we're definitely going to take a shot at it. So.
Well, let's grab. I got a couple things just to throw this out here to make. Let's see if we can make Alex blush a little bit. Alex, we got a fan for you here. Lisa Broughton says she loves you. Tommy Marshall's your biggest fan. Nope, Elisa's your biggest fan. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Let's get rid of that. All right, guys, listen, I appreciate it. One last shot here. Let's go around the horn one more time. I want you to give an opportunity to first shout out the team you're racing with, the people that make it happen for you. I know you're all with great teams. Alex obviously talked a little bit about it. You guys have all talked a bit about it already. One more shout out, and then also give me an opportunity to tell where can people follow you on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you have going. Alex Bertagnoli, let's start with you.
Obviously, I'm on all forms of social media. You can follow me on Instagram at Alex Bertagnoli Racing. Follow me on Twitter, Alex Bertagnoli. Basically, that's my name for all my social media accounts. But no, for definitely Kart Sport North America next year. Look to run with them. Gotta give a big shout out to Daniel Wiltshire from Wiltshire Racing Engines for providing the absolute best engines possible. And also minus 273 RI helmets, for the great support. And yeah, just looking forward to taking next season just like I normally would.
That's it, man. Well, good luck next week for sure. Good luck in school. Keep focusing on that as well. Alex Stanfield, you mentioned crosslink competition, but talk a little bit more about all the people that surround you and allow you to do what you do.
Yeah, my best mechanic, Christian Toro, he's been with me for almost 4 years now.
Wow, that's great.
And then also Sean Owens, team owner for crosslink competition. Christian Budon, our data coach, and my parents are they've all really supported me under that tent, and they're all great.
That's awesome, Alex. Great stuff. Evan, let's come to you. But before I come to you, Bertagnoli's not the only one with a fan club because Jed Perkins says you're the greatest of all time. You're the goats. You're the goat, Evan. Obviously you're huge into the Margay program. Just give some shout. I know you gave a couple shout outs already, but let's talk a little more about your programs, Margay.
No, yeah, I just have to thank everybody. First, my mom and dad. My mom for making sure my dad and I don't leave any wheel nuts off. And my dad for dealing with me through all these big races and wrenching on the cart. And obviously from Margay, Greg Dingus for coaching me along the way. Keith Freeber for giving me some great opportunities. Mike Oddie, yourself, Rob, and David Cole have given me some great opportunities. So I just want to thank everybody from Margay and eKarting News, and it's going to be a great year.
Awesome, guys. Well, listen, I know that David and I will be on pins and needles, find out what you guys do. Like I said before, and I want to say this, and I'll echo this to the other guys that we talked to last couple of days and Connor last week, to have the 10 of you that were all on our list of the guys that we nominated. We're really proud, and we know that Karting is going to be well represented at Road Atlanta with Mazda. We've already got so much good feedback from the people at Mazda with what you guys did in terms of all the work to get nominated and then get into the finalist group. So congratulations to all of you, Alex, and Evan. Thank you so much for joining me, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you very much, Rob.
All right, let's drop these guys into the back. I'll talk to them afterwards. I'll tell you again. Karting represented so well. We've got an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 14-year-old there. All are the future stars of the sport, and it was tremendous to have them here with us, rather. I don't know who's going to win it. I don't know. David and I were talking about it today. We're like, which drivers are going to impress? They're all so impressive. I don't know who's going to come out the other side. We do know whoever does do it are going to be challenging for the championship when they're part of this kind of club racing factory program. Kudos to Mazda for putting this together. To be honest, Mazda's been supporting karting for a lot of years, back in the John Doonan days. Of course, John now, the president of IMSA. But even Mazda still supporting karters coming up through the ranks. And I think this is just an absolutely tremendous program. I do want to thank everybody for joining us here again. We had a lot of people coming on to the broadcast. If you're on, do us a favor. Let's get to 1,000. Subscribe right now. Smash the like button. Hit that bell. We do appreciate it. Let me make sure I'm doing this myself because Cole had to go to, I think, a basketball game tonight for his son. So I'm producing this myself. I appreciate everybody joining us here on what is a great Thursday evening. Shout out to all the drivers heading to Road Atlanta on Monday and Tuesday. Good luck, guys. We wish you the best of it. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. Book it.